At some point in every small business, someone either Googles or asks AI, what is the best project management tool? And what follows after that is reading through comparison articles, watching YouTube tutorials, starting free trials, and ultimately, they just end up more confused. Comparison articles are trying to think of every potential use case for this tool, so it's hard to sift through that and see what is actually going to work for you specifically. Free trials don't help that much because you actually end up spending all of that time just setting it up, so you don't know what it's like to use it on a day-to-day basis. What ends up happening is you go by a referral instead. It could be something you saw recommended in a networking group, a Facebook group. It could be a tool that one of your team members used at a previous position. It may just simply be you liked the way this one looked more. But at the end of the day, the project management tool is only useful if your team is going to use it. And in order for them to use it, the tool needs to work in a way that reflects how they actually work already. And that means the starting point for choosing the project management tool has nothing to do with the tool itself, but everything to do with your business. So before you even start looking at tools, you should write down one client journey from the moment they inquire all the way until your work with them is over. You need to be looking at what happens at each stage, who's responsible for each step, where does information need to be visible, and to whom. Then start looking for where are things currently breaking down, falling through the gaps. Where is the work getting stalled because they need to get an answer from you or from another department, or they're just not clear on what the next step is. The answers to those questions are the requirements that you're looking for in a tool. Those are the things that the tool should be able to handle for you. And only once you have a full picture of how work is actually being done to keep your business running, then should you start looking at tools. Once you're clear on your processes, here are the 5 questions you should be asking when you're evaluating tools. 1, will my team use this? This is where you really need to know your team. Are they very tech savvy? Can they handle a platform that is a bit more complex? Do they need something very simple or it's just going to scare them away? 2, does it match the way that we work? Some businesses love a list, some need a calendar view, some need to see all client activity at a glance, some need a much more detailed view. Many project management tools do offer multiple views, but you need to make sure it has the one that your team is used to. Number 3 is, can it grow with us? You do not want to be doing all of this again in 18 months. Think about where your business is heading, not just where it is now. Will this tool still work if you double the team or add a new service? Is there a need to give clients some visibility into the space as well? 4, does it connect to the other tools we use? You can use a project management tool in isolation, but it'll be significantly more powerful if you can connect it to your CRM and your accounting platform and your email platform, wherever you need it to be, so you're not duplicating all of that effort. For a lot of the tools, you need to pay a certain tier level before you can actually connect it to anything. So that's definitely something to look at before making a decision. And 5, what does the support look like if something goes wrong? Is it easy to ask them a question and actually get a response? Truth is that every tool has its advocates that will always tell you this is the best one. And they could be right for their business, in their context, with their team. A tool that's amazing for a 5-person design studio might be completely wrong for a 3-person catering business, even though they're both service businesses at roughly the same stage. Once you have chosen the project management platform, it's important to note that that was only the first step. The second is getting it set up properly. It's essential that you take the time to build your processes into this platform. If you just try to use it as is or just take a generic template, people are going to find workarounds because it doesn't match the way that your business runs. We'll also come back to the work you did before you chose the platform. You should have your processes mapped out. Now you need to put them in the system as close to that process as possible so that the change is not so difficult for your team. Once it's built, train the team properly before you go live. Give them time to get used to it. Show them a live example. Let them ask their questions and make sure they feel really comfortable using the new process. Depending on what it is, just walking them through how something happens live so they can see how much easier it is really, really helpful.